All right, Drive Radio fans, John Rush, your host, my son Richard Rush behind the camera. Review of the 2017 Chevrolet Colorado. This is the crew cab model. We'll get into some of the details of that as we get into the review. Just as a side note, the new ZR2 Colorado we will be acquiring ourselves, and we will have that as a review here in the next month or two, so be watching for that as well. That's the new sort of off-road lift kit, built-in addition. We're going to get one with the diesel engine in it. We'll talk about that here as we get that as we get to that vehicle. We'll do that review here again in the next couple of months. But hey, let's get right into it. 2017 Chevy Colorado, and as you can tell, this is, I believe, Richard, what, the LT version? Make sure I say that correctly. LT version of this truck. New for 2017, not a lot of changes. 3.6 liter engine, has some upgrades to it. Direct injection, a little bit more power. Fuel economy, not a lot of difference. 8-speed automatic transmission. You get the auto track four-wheel drive. Okay, as I was saying, the auto track feature comes on the LT and the Z71 vehicle. This particular model, crew cab with the 5.2 box. You can get the crew cab in a 5.2 or a 6.2 box. Extended cab comes only in the 5.2 version box. Easy lift tailgate, down. You'll notice the cabin. I will say too also, it's got the dual tier box configuration where you can put things underneath. You'll see the steps, the step out here if you want to put a piece of plywood or something on top. There's 13 tie down locations on the box of this, or on the inside the box of this particular configuration. Easy lift tailgate as well. Locking tailgate, but it does not lock when you lock the cab. So it's not like some of the other competitors out there where the tailgate locks and unlocks. That's not happening on this particular truck. It does have the corner steps, which frankly I do like. Enables you to get up in and out of the truck that much easier. So not a lot of new features on the 2017. We'll get into some of the things driving it. The last one of these we reviewed did have the little 2.8 liter 4-cylinder diesel. This is the 3.6 liter gasoline version of this particular truck. And I will tell you from driving it, honestly, the gas version works extremely well. They're just two different trucks, diesel versus gas. You'd have to get out in the vehicle and drive it. One thing about this truck I'll talk about in the driving portion is the way the transmission does downshift as you're going down the hill. Works extremely well. Tell you what, I'll hop into the front seat and then I'll get Richard in the back and we'll take a drive in the 2017 Chevrolet Colorado. All right, folks, now in the back seat, 2017 Chevrolet Colorado. And, this is the LT version. Not a lot of fancy apportionments in this truck. Cloth seats, pretty plasticky throughout. This truck comes in right around, Richard, what was it, 36,000 roughly. We're looking again at the ZR2, which will be around 50. So it'll be quite an upgrade to this particular truck, but it'll have full leather, diesel engine, the whole 9 yards, and the off-road package on the ZR2. As you'll notice here in the back, my knees are almost into this seat. This is set for about a 6 foot tall person in the driver's seat right now. This seat, as you can see, is all the way back, and it would be really, really tight for somebody sitting back in here. So the lighting is really bad right here, but you'll notice knee room, not a lot of leg room, I should say. Little shelf down below, a couple of power ports, and a 12-volt port back here. That's about it. Not a lot of other creature comforts, with the exception of a fold-down console with a couple of cup holders in it. I guess you could, there's seat belts back here to technically put 3 people in the back seat of this, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be 3 full-size adults. You'll get maybe a couple adults and a kid, 3 kids, something along those lines. Comparatively speaking, and Richard could comment on this if he'd like, I think the Toyota Tacoma double cab, I believe you've got a little more room in the back seat of that than you do this vehicle. You'd have to go back and look at our own review on that. We've done a lot of the reviews on the Tacomas, way more than we even have the Chevy Colorados. In fact, we'll have another Tacoma review coming up. I believe the Pro edition of that truck in the near future, so you might be looking for that as well. I'll get into more of what I think about this truck, the styling, etc. But if you're looking for a little bit bigger back seat, you might want to shop around and see what's offered as far as Tacoma and Frontier. And then, of course, Ford's going to be coming out with a Ranger here in the very near future. Might be something else worth looking at. But this is, again, the 2017 Chevrolet Colorado. All right, folks, front seat version now, or front seat, I should say, of the 2017 Chevrolet Colorado. And again, LT version of this truck. Not a lot of bells and whistles on the LT. You'll notice as Richard scans over to the door panel, fairly plasticky. There is some soft touch material, but there's not a lot there. This truck does have carpet. You've got nice storage, nice big glove box here. Center console storage here, which is actually fairly sizable. A little shelf in front of it where you can set your cell phone. Actually, for me, ended up working out as a great place just to lay your cell phone. You can also lay it down here in front, and it lays nice and flat there, even on the big phones. Your switches are here for your cab light in the back, anti-traction, towing mode is here. This is a single climate control. There's no dual climate control. Normal features as far as the big screen, I should say, the big 7+ inch screen in the center stack here, and it does have CarPlay and Android. What do they call the Android thing, Richard?
Auto.
Android Auto. Sorry, I'm an Apple guy, so CarPlay, Android Auto. Sunglass holder up here, nice little compartment. Other than that, pretty standard. Not a lot of changes in 2017 from the 2016 version. Again, the biggest changes was in the 8-speed transmission and the 3.6-liter upgrade on the direct injection, which, by the way, this truck runs extremely well. I will say, between this, Tacoma, and Frontier, the three mid-sized trucks that we have driven, this 3.6-liter will outrun any of them as far as power is concerned, 0 to 60 time, etc. This truck is definitely faster than either of the other two vehicles that we have driven in this category, and the diesel option on this makes it really, really slick. Just a side note. So, tell you what, let's just go take a quick drive. 2017 Chevrolet Colorado. All right, before we get driving, we always like to show you the backup camera and a little bit of the AV stuff. This is really standard as far as what GM has got, which, by the way, it's a very simple system to use. If you go to the home screen, it gives you all the different places you can go. And frankly, it's one of the easier systems to use. Richard and I like it extremely well. It's very easy, CarPlay enabled. Really works extremely well. As I go to backup, of course, you'll notice does have the dynamic grid lines, and if you look, you'll be able to see if you did have a receiver hitch and a trailer ball in it, you'd be able to back right up to a trailer. But real simple, real easy, not much else to it. You do have a nice screen in front of you. We've been averaging 22.9 miles to the gallon, 23, and the vehicle is rated at, real quick, I'll just tell you off the window sticker, 17 and 24 with an average of 19, and we've been at 23, and that's even with Richard driving it the last couple of days with a lead foot. So pretty good fuel economy for a little V6, not bad at all. Let's go take a drive. All right, folks, driving now, 2017 Chevrolet Colorado, and I'll tell you, this truck runs very well. Like I said, comparatively speaking to its competitors, the 3.6-liter engine works fantastic. The 8-speed transmission, I love the way when you're on a grade and you're trying to slow down, whether you have a load or not, literally it helps you slow down. I don't want to say it does engine braking because that's not the right way to say it, but it puts you in the right gear to help you slow down as you start to go down, decelerate down a hill. Even without a load, it helps really well for that. Just saves on the braking, I guess you could say. That part works extremely well. Overall, great driving experience. It's a great little truck, actually. Works really well. Like I said earlier, the biggest decision some of you are going to need to make, I believe, comes into how much creature comfort room do you want? In other words, how much room in the front versus the back. And some of its competitors do have a little more room in the rear seat than this truck does. Some of the comments that I've heard from people calling into our radio show is that they feel like they can get a better value in some of the trucks that are on the market. Now, I'll tell you right now, when it comes to Toyota, they're going to be very evenly priced. I think the only place you can find saving a little bit of money for the features that you may get might be in the Nissan Frontier. And again, I say might be because some of you just may not like the way the Nissan Frontier looks in general and or drives. This is a pretty tried and true platform for Chevy. They've had this out for a number of years, and nice Ferrari that we're passing as we speak. But side note, anyways, nice truck, works well, good fuel economy, like the new engine that they've done. All in all, Chevrolet, thumbs up from us. Enough of a thumbs up that we've looked at the new ZR2 personally for us as a company, just for what we do and the fun that we have and so on. And the reality is we've ordered one of those trucks. It will be coming in the very near future. Once it does, we will definitely get that truck reviewed and let you know our thoughts on that particular vehicle. And just so you all know, that's an option on the Colorado. The ZR2 comes with 2-inch suspension, very specialized shock absorbers that no other vehicle in its class has, a little bigger tire and wheel combination. There's an option for an off-road or for a spare tire that goes in the bed of the truck. It's a dealer installed option. The truck is really meant more for off-roading, doing some things along those lines. If you live in some desert areas, mountain areas, a lot of mud, things like that. That's really what the truck is designed for. It's not going to compete, for those of you out there thinking, it's not going to compete with the Raptors and those sorts of trucks. It's really more to compete with the TRD Pro, or the TRD, the full off-road version of Tacoma, which we've also reviewed, which has the Fox shocks and things like that. So that's really what the ZR2 is designed to compete with. So just a little side note on that. We'll get that truck and get that reviewed here in the very near future. In the meantime, if you're interested in any of the new Colorado products that Chevrolet produces, they've got multiple different variations of this truck. Extended cab, crew cab, short box, long box, all the different versions when it comes to interior. Go check that truck out, or this truck out, I should say, at your local Chevrolet dealer. And when you do, tell them John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.